Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Starry Sky Railway. Void Commander, joined chat group Lu Yuan crossed into the Star Dome Railway world, but unexpectedly received the gaze of the Void Star God and became the Void Commander. But with a strong body of strength, Lu Yuan had no interest in dominating the universe and only wanted to implement the path of nothingness, so he decisively chose to put it to waste. Just then, a suddenly appearing chat dress invited him to join. Alicia. Hi. Did you miss me? No matter when or where, Alicia will respond to your expectations. Ultimate Invincible Giant TM Lovely Qiyana. Wow. Is the sister upstairs also a lawmaker? And Lu Yuan is even more powerful than the lawmaker. Jia Baili. I am the most loyal believer of the Void Lord. Yasina. I'm not a notebook. As long as Lu Yuan stops showing off and works hard with me, I can do anything I dare, said Ke Qing, Lu Yuan. Really? Then I can work a little bit. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter One Sparrow Me, I really need to send it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the vast universe, the stars are shining brightly, and a fairy boat, even larger than the stars, is quietly sailing on the infinite sea of stars. This is exactly the famous force in the universe, one of the 6 immortal boats of the Immortal Boat Alliance, the Luofu Immortal Boat. Luofu Immortal Boat, Tai Bu Si. Tai Bu Si is specifically responsible for divining good and bad fortune, using jade omens to process information and find the most suitable path for divination of the Immortal Boat. Especially recently, the Xianzhou undercurrent has surged, and the workload of Taibu Company has also sharply increased. Today's Tai Bu Si is also busy, with many diviners doing their own things and calculating information. But among these busy diviners, there is a figure that seems very out of place. In the corner, a petite figure with a double ponytail is lying on the desk, quietly looking at her phone. When she saw the rise, she slammed her desk and shouted loudly. You're absolutely right. What kind of job is work? Only by fishing is the hard truth. Ke looked at the message sent on her phone with a look of admiration on her face. She felt as if she had met a kindred spirit. This is the first time she has met someone who shares such a common language with herself in the field of fishing. Even if they have never met through their phones, Ke can still be certain. The person across from me is definitely a fish-catching expert who is comparable to or even better than me. If it weren't for the fact that the other party doesn't seem to be in Louvre, she would have wanted to skip class and go out and meet them. Hey, wait. Speaking of skipping classes, Ke suddenly felt as if something was wrong. Is it working time now? Why is it so quiet around that there isn't even a sound of Yuzhao's movement? It seemed like something was on her mind, and Ke suddenly froze, like a clockwork doll, turning her head from neck to neck. I happened to see that all the diviners in the Tai Bu Si had stopped working and looked at her with a look that shocked my mother. Against the heavens. Although I have known for a long time that Ke always slacks off at work, I used to sneak around and try not to be discovered. Now, this is completely liberating myself. Fu Taibu is still at home. At this thought, the gazes of the diviners towards Ke were filled with pity. Sensing the pity in everyone's eyes, Ke also had a mournful face. Sparrow, I'm afraid I really need to send it this time. Ke, do you have any dissatisfaction with the work I have arranged for you? Fu Xian also stopped his movements and looked deeply at Ke, his tone profound. If that's the case, then I can help you change your job. Coincidentally, there's a shortage of librarians at Tai Bu Si, and I think you're quite suitable. Is there such a good thing? The mournful expression on Qingque's face suddenly disappeared, and instead a joyful expression appeared. Tell me earlier. She said she would have gone straight to work. Look at how scared she is, this is not punishment. This is simply a reward. She couldn't wait to ask. Lord Taibu, when can I go to work? It's nothing else, we just love the feeling of being surrounded by knowledge and immersed in the ocean of knowledge. I'm not buying it. Fu Xian's face immediately turned black, and she felt very tired. Why is Qingke different from others? When she heard Jing Yuan say she was going to abdicate and give up the position of general to herself, she even became more motivated to work. I just don't know, that general has said so many times, but he still hasn't fulfilled his promise. But Fu Xian believed that these were not problems. As long as he made achievements, Jing Yuan would have to obediently abdicate sooner or later. That's why she took on this task. But when it's Qingque's turn, the situation will be different. Although she was using what Jing Yuan said to herself to motivate Qingke, the other party had no reaction at all. This guy seems to have no natural dreams, just wanting to fish and wait for death. However, looking at the gazes of those around him, as the Taibu felt embarrassed to contradict. Cough. Fu Xian cleared his throat and quickly came up with an idea. Since you said that, then bring your work materials and move to the library. Okay. Qingke readily agreed and then happily began packing up her things. But the next moment, she realized something was wrong again. I have already switched to being a librarian, why do I have to bring these things over? Is the librarian not responsible for these anymore? So Qingke stopped packing her hands and turned her puzzled gaze to Fu Xian. I don't know what's on the mind of this short Taibu. Fu Xian urged the way. Why don't you leave quickly? Qingke also expressed her doubts in her heart. No, Lord Taibu, aren't I a librarian? These should be left to the diviner who will take over from me, right? You said that. Fu Xian revealed a sudden appearance and explained. Didn't you say you enjoy being immersed in the ocean of knowledge? Then I thought it might be better to have more knowledge around you, as these files and information can also be considered a form of knowledge. I believe your efficiency will improve significantly in that environment. I hope you can finish these tasks as soon as possible, and I will check them later. Ah. Qingke finally understood now. The meaning of being in harmony with Fu Xian is not simply to become a librarian, but to add a librarian position to oneself. When Qingke thought about adding another job as a librarian in addition to her original job as a diviner, she felt a bit like crying. Watching the Qingke stay for a long time, Fu Xian frowned. What, are there any other issues? Is it because it's not enough? Then I can. Enough. Lord Taibu. Qingke quickly interrupted Fu Xian's words. Just kidding, if we continue to process and increase the quantity, will she be able to fish in the sea? I'm going to the library to report now. See you, Mr. Taibu. In order to prevent Fu Xian from impulsively adding more work to himself, Qingke quickly tidied up the things on the table, turned around, and ran away. That looks like her name, just like a little sparrow. Somewhere in the universe, a planet belonging to the Interstellar Peace Company. In a luxurious building, a handsome young man with a rather lazy expression is lying in bed. I am worthy of it. Today, I am also firmly walking on the path of promoting the path of nihility. Lu Yuan put down his phone with satisfaction, feeling a sense of pride in his heart. As the envoy under the constellation of the Void Star God, although my boss may not care about whether my subordinates have factions or followers. But Lu Yuan believes that such a beautiful thing should be spread throughout the universe, so that everyone can enjoy it. By the way, I also want to find some fun in my ruined life. But it doesn't really align with Lu Yuan's intentions to go out and do something like that when it comes to the placement of 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 the placement. So he came up with a great way to upload teaching materials online using his phone. And just now, Qingke was a missionary target found by Lu Yuan. This is the first time he has met someone like Qing who knows everything. He is simply an excellent seedling for pursuing a path of nothingness. P.S. As a new author writing a book for the first time, I don't have much confidence in myself and don't know how well it is written. Does anyone like to read this type of book? Dear readers, please give me some free flower tickets. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Chapter 2. Void Command, join the chat group. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Speaking of which, I remember Qingxue's journey seemed to be a path of intelligence and destiny, right? Mihuyo really doesn't know how to do anything. What kind of wisdom should he take? Qing, such a good seedling, should have walked onto my path of nothingness. Why don't you bring her over? Lu Yuan lowered his head and pondered. He is a traveler who died suddenly in his past life due to his liver exploding while playing the new game Mihuyo, which destroyed the Star Dome Railway. When I wake up, I become a baby, floating unprotected in space. Although playing games with great enthusiasm, Lu Yuan still refused to let him travel through this world. After all, from the information in the game, it can be seen that this world can definitely be considered dangerous. Strong beings like the Annihilation Lord who can annihilate galaxies exist in this world. Not to mention that when I crossed over, I was still a baby. It seems to be a protective mechanism inherent in time travel. Although he appeared in physical form in space, he did not die. But even so, if it continues for a long time, Lu Yuan's life will still be in danger. Fortunately, he was discovered in time by a couple who were on an interstellar trip with their daughter, and they adopted him. In order to have the power to protect himself in this crisis-ridden world, Lu Yuan worked hard, trying to embark on a certain path of destiny and become a fortune-teller. What Lu Yuan didn't expect was that he was still pondering how to embark on the path of destiny and become a fortune-teller. Surprisingly, it attracted the gaze of the star god and became a star god envoy higher than the destiny traveler. Moreover, the one who cast his gaze towards him was actually the star god who controlled the path of nihility and was highly likely the most powerful. Void Star God 9. Until now, Lu Yuan had not figured out why the Void Star God, who was not interested in everything in the world, suddenly became interested in him. At the beginning, he was still a bit worried that his identity as a traveler might have caused the trouble. But after a long time without seeing any action from the Void Star God, Lu Yuan completely gave up thinking and chose to open up. In my past life, I died suddenly due to having too much liver, but in this life, I barely managed to make ends meet. Moreover, my family is still a senior executive of the Star Peace Company, so I don't have to worry about money at all. So it's all done. Forget it, Qing is still in Luofu, not many light-years away from here. It's troublesome, let's talk about it when we have a chance later. The idea of putting things on display surged in his heart, and Lu Yuan decisively followed his true thoughts and chose to lie flat. For someone like him who is too lazy to even go out, going to the Luofu immortal boat in light-years is still a bit forced on him. He rolled over on the bed, intending to make himself more comfortable. Then, because the charging cable was too short, it flipped over again. Damn it. Next time, make sure to customize a charging cable that can wrap the entire planet around those guys in the company. I'll just spiral and roll on the bed. While plugging the charging cable back into the phone, Lu Yuan muttered angrily. Surprisingly, he dared to make such an unnecessary move. He took note of this grudge. Ding-dong, the sudden sound made Lu Yuan's heart almost stop beating. Could it be that the phone ran out of battery just now? No way. How could there be such a coincidence? Lu Yuan quickly turned his head to look at his phone and found that the screen was still dimly lit, which was when he finally felt relieved. It's okay, it's not just that the phone runs out of battery. For a person who relies on their phone to support half of their life, they can't survive without a phone. However, since it's not that the phone runs out of battery. Lu Yuan began to search for the source of the sudden sound that had just appeared, and soon found the target. Wanjia Chat Group invites you to join. Do you choose to agree? Chat group. Is this my golden finger? Lu Yuan was slightly taken aback. As a fan of novels and games before the time of time travel, he was naturally familiar with the gold finger that the protagonist of time travel was equipped with. At first, Lu Yuan was still hoping that as a traveler, he would have any golden fingers, but it wasn't until he became the nihilistic messenger that there was no movement at all, so he gave up. I didn't expect it to appear now. But, you have a hammer to use in this chat group. I only came out as a nihilistic envoy. Can you wait any longer? Lu Yuan's face showed a disdainful expression. Reasonably, even the strongest level can already burn galaxies, and the existence of this level is extremely rare even in the heavens and all realms. Lu Yuan doesn't think this late chat group golden finger can be of any help to him. Of course, disdain belongs to disdain, but joining still requires joining. After all, as a mediocre internet junkie, isn't it normal to have a few groups to chat and chat with? Join. Please set your group nickname. Today, we also need to have a pleasant performance. Group announcement. Welcome to join the chat group with the message, "Have a nice day, too." As soon as the group announcement was released, several messages quickly popped up in the chat group. Yasina. Oh. Are there any new members joining the group again? Welcome. The Flawless Girl. Wow. I don't know if the newcomer will be a cute girl. So excited. However, the new group nickname. It feels like Miss Keqing might be coming again, said Yasina, impeccable girl. Let me help you call people out. And you also need to work hard today. Miss Keqing, come out quickly to meet new group members. Fallen angel addicted to games. Stupid. Is there finally someone in the group who can understand me? Miss Keqing finally doesn't need to bother me anymore, does she? I also need to work hard today. Where and where? Who wants to mess up? As soon as I hear someone mess up, I rush over. How is it directly injected into the brain? Lu Yuan's eyebrows furrowed slightly, feeling a bit uncomfortable. Perhaps sensing Lu Yuan's thoughts, the chat group quickly left his mind and appeared on his phone, forming a flashing icon. That is a sign with unread information. Lu Yuan nodded in satisfaction. That's right. Chat groups are something that should be communicated through typing on the keyboard across the screen. Those who are directly placed in consciousness are all heretics and need to be eradicated. Now, he had the mood to take a look at the information in this Wanjia chat group, and upon seeing it, Lu Yuan immediately recognized several acquaintances. First of all, it goes without saying that Yasina, a real-name internet user, is undoubtedly the female protagonist of the Sword God domain. She once fought against a fleet with her own strength, known as Benzikov. Anyway, this is an acquaintance. Nicknamed as the Flawless Girl and always accompanied by a note-like symbol after speaking, it is obvious that she is a character from the previous life of Collapse 3. My true Jia, Flawless Girl, Alicia. The fallen angel who is addicted to games should be Jia Baili in the anime Jia Baili's Fall. As for the last person, although they cannot be identified from the group nickname, the previous message sent by Alicia has already exposed their identity. The role in the game of Genshin Impact, the Yuheng star of the 7 stars of the moon and glass, carved clear. Seeing all the above people appearing in the chat group, Lu Yuan's face couldn't help but show a look of nostalgia. These characters are all anime wives in previous lives. Sure enough, this chat group added well. P.S. As a new author writing a book for the first time, I don't have much confidence in myself and don't know how well it is written. Does anyone like to read this type of book? Dear readers, please give me some free flower tickets. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Chapter 3. The couple's internet name with Keqing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Liyue, Yujingtai. The girl with purple hair and a cat head was sitting at her desk, diligently handling the documents that were almost piled up in two small mountains on the table. Recently, due to the arrival of the Immortal Classic ceremony, the various tasks that Yujing platform needs to handle have increased again. Although the person responsible for inviting the Immortal Classic ceremony this time is Tianquan Xingning, the strong sense of responsibility in her heart still prompted Keqing to come and help. Is there any news in the chat group? After processing another file, Keqing suddenly noticed someone in the chat group at her. Speaking of this chat group, Ke Qing actually didn't quite figure out what the situation was, and one day inexplicably appeared. At first, Ke Qing thought it was the work of a certain deity, but soon she realized that it was not the case. The people in the chat group seemed to come from different worlds. Not only that, they actually knew that their world was called Tibet, and even had a clear prediction of the dragon disaster in Mon City. Now, Keqing has completely attached importance to this chat group. After some communication, Ke Qing finally received a news that was enough to shake people's hearts. The world I live in is actually a game called Genshin Impact in other worlds. However, according to the people in the chat group, it's not just themselves, the world they live in may also be games or anime in other worlds, so Keqing's heart is balanced. I focused on my work and achieved many results by gaining knowledge from my group of friends about different worlds. Speaking of which, I haven't been able to join the group much lately due to my busy work schedule, and I haven't had a chance to thank them for the previous incident. Is this what happened? With some doubts in her heart, Keqing opened a chat group. Then, at a glance, Keqing saw the message of Alicia at herself, and suddenly, her whole body became energized. I also need to work hard today. Where and where? Who wants to mess up? I'll come over as soon as I hear someone trying to mess up. Fallen angel addicted to games. Ha ha ha. Keqing has indeed arrived. The fallen angel who is addicted to games. At today, I also want to have a good time playing poorly. It's him, this newcomer. Give him a hard education. Yasina. Miss Jia Baili. Why are you so excited? The fallen angel who is addicted to games. He. There's a newcomer here. Now, Keqing won't be staring at me and preaching alone, will she? Then I can play games. I also need to work hard today. Are you a newcomer before? No wonder I didn't know each other before. Keqing noticed the previous message in the chat group that a new member had joined, and saw Lu Yuan's nickname, saying, I also need to work hard today. The slender and beautiful eyebrows couldn't help but furrow slightly. As one of the well-known work maniacs in Liyue Port, Ganyu just works hard on his own, regardless of anything else. Keqing also wants to pull others to work overtime, shining brightly for the development of Liyue. And what she least likes to see is someone slacking off. Almost at the moment she saw Lu Yuan's nickname, Keqing felt something in her heart being touched, and immediately countless words came to her mind urging her not to put on airs. Yasina. I'm talking about you. Are you trying to make Miss Keqing argue with the new couple? It will scare them away. Seeing that Keqing was really called out by Alicia, Jia Baili was crazily arched on the side, as if she wished Keqing and the new couple would start arguing right away. Yasina immediately felt a bit overwhelmed with tears and laughter. What kind of people are in this group? The flawless girl. I just thought Miss Keqing might have a lot of conversation with this newcomer, so I had her out and planned to have a good conversation with them, but there wasn't any bad intentions, right? Moreover, a lovely girl, no matter what she does, will be forgiven, won't she, said the flawless girl, Yasina. Yasina was speechless for a moment. Even though it was separated by a chat group, she seemed to have seen the other end of the group, where the gorgeous girl, like a flying flower, happened to smile and look at her. Damn it, this is too foul. How could she be so determined to blame her? Fallen angel addicted to games. I was also mentioned by Miss Keqing before. I can't bear this kind of pain alone. Anyway, we are all friends in the same group. Whether we can share blessings together will not be mentioned for now, but we must share difficulties together. Today, I also need to work hard. What does it mean to share difficulties? Isn't it necessary to work hard for a better life? Miss Jia Baili, you are an angel. You should work harder to bring happiness to humanity. Today I also need to work hard. How could I be so corrupt? Fallen angel, addicted to games. I know. Master Ku, stop reading. Your head is starting to hurt. Isn't this a newcomer? Please let me go and promote your hard-working work philosophy to newcomers. Jia Baili felt like her head was about to explode. In her own world, there is a Venet who chases behind her every day, making herself go to class, which is already annoying enough for her. This has all come to the chat group. Why can't I still live peacefully? Fortunately, Ke Qing is not in her own world. Otherwise, if she were to preach to herself with Venet, Jia Baili dare not even think about it. Yasina. Yasina was completely helpless now. I can only hope that Lu Yuan, a newcomer, will not be scared out of the group on the spot, otherwise the group members who have only grown so hard will shrink again. Speaking of which, does this chat group have a dropout function? It seems like I have never studied, she quickly persuaded. Yasina. Have a nice day and don't be afraid, newcomers. Miss Keqing is just more excited when she talks about things related to work performance. In fact, she is a very good person. I don't need to explain, actually I can understand Miss Keqing's thoughts, and I really appreciate her, she said happily. Today Lu Yuan, on the other hand, did not get angry at Ke Qing at all, but rather said with considerable understanding. After all, if it weren't for someone like Ke Qing carrying a heavy load down below, how could he possibly lie flat and lie down? So he not only understands, but also greatly appreciates the hard work and dedication of people like Ke Qing. Yasina. If you can understand. Fallen angel addicted to games. Ha. I also need to work hard today. Hey. A series of question marks flooded the chat group, and Jia Baili suddenly felt that the development of the matter was not as she had anticipated. According to her idea, Keqing and the new couple, one is a workaholic and the other is a slacker. Shouldn't they just start arguing when they meet? This way she can obtain purity. But why do newcomers seem to strongly agree with Ke Qing's ideas now? Do you deserve the nickname you gave me? Not only Jia Baili, but even Ke Qing herself was confused. She advised Lu Yuan not to put on too much, and if she wanted to work hard, she would be stuck in her throat. Even Lu Yuan's nickname seems to be quite pleasing to the eye now. I also have to work hard today. I didn't expect that even though the newcomer may give a name that they want to put it off, they actually have a great love for work. Today, I also need to work hard. Today, I also want to be happy and put on a bad show. Newcomers, if there is anything you don't understand in the group, just ask me directly. Even if it's work, I will try my best to find time to answer you. Fallen angel addicted to games. Isn't it? Will it be difficult for me to face the preaching of both Ke Qing and the newcomer at the same time? Jia Baili suddenly felt that the sky was about to collapse. This newcomer is not doing well. What about the agreed upon arrangement? How did you get together with Keqing? Yasina. Miss Jia Baili, you should have changed long ago. Even though you are an angel, you have fallen into the corruption of the games so much. Fallen angel addicted to games. I don't have it. I am rescuing the Dawn people in the game. Miss Keqing's fondness for the newcomer must be +1+1+1 in her heart now, said the flawless girl, the flawless girl. Oh my, they really want someone to have such a good impression of me that they always +1. Yasina. Speaking of which, I suddenly realized that the group nicknames of the newcomer and Miss Keqing seem to be couple names. One must work hard today, and the other must have a happy day. Fallen angel addicted to games. Together. 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 So that Keqing won't have time to preach to me. I also need to work hard today. I have to work hard today. No, it's just a coincidence. Don't talk nonsense. P.S. As a new author writing a book for the first time, I don't have much confidence in myself and don't know how well it is written. Does anyone like to read this type of book? Dear readers, please give me some free flower tickets. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Chapter 4. The Tacit Understanding Between Lu Yuan and Alicia. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Keqing's small face turned rosy, and a pair of white and tender palms shyly crossed in front of her, watching the messages in the QA chat group. All along, Ke Qing has always been addicted to her work and always puts on a fierce and resolute demeanor in front of outsiders. Even if someone admires her, she will only retreat wisely in the face of such a situation. So far, Miss Keqing is still a pure yellow flower girl. How can she withstand such teasing? At this moment, being teased by everyone in the chat group, I almost couldn't hold my breath on the spot and let out a scream of surprise. I didn't have it. After a while, Keqing finally realized that she is currently working at Yijingtai. She quickly lifted her head, but it was already too late. Many staff members in Yijingtai stopped their movements and looked at themselves in surprise. On the side, Ganyu was even more concerned about the inquiries that came forward. Keqing, what's wrong with you? Why is your face so red? Are you sick? No, it's just that I accidentally cut my hand on paper while processing the file just now. Everyone is working hard, but Keqing couldn't be too embarrassed to say that she was just slacking off and chatting with people in the group. She could only grit her teeth and explain. To confirm her words, she quickly brushed her right hand over a hidden corner, and the pain that came from it made Keqing's face twitch. Okay, it hurts so much, look. After speaking, Keqing trembled and extended her hand for Ganyu to take a look. On the white and tender fingertips, a bright red slowly seeped out, attracting attention. Ganyu's face instantly became tense. Why are you so careless? I'll have someone bandage you up now. No need, it's just a small scratch. Don't be so troublesome. Ganyu, you can use the ice elemental power to stop my blood. It was already her own problem, but Keqing didn't want to trouble others anymore. She quickly stopped Ganyu, who was preparing to leave. Ganyu originally intended to refuse, but seeing Ke Qing so persistent, she had to choose to comply with the other party. Fingertips condensed the power of ice elements, and a faint frost fell, turning the fresh red flowing from Keqing into blood scabs. In the end, she still entrusted it with a hint of unease. Okay, but you have to be careful. Don't worry, I have a plan in mind. Ganyu, hurry up and get back to your seat. There's still a lot of work to do, so don't waste your time. Under the urging of Ke Qing, Ganyu finally left with some reluctance. Keqing was finally able to break free from this embarrassing and deathly embarrassing situation and return to her seat. Fallen angel addicted to games. You also have to work hard today. Where is Keqing? Why haven't you made a sound? The fallen angel who is addicted to games. Shouldn't he really be said to be in his mind, so now he's shy and embarrassed to come out, right? Yasina. No. I don't know. The flawless girl. Oh my. The new group members are really amazing. The charm is so great that they suddenly took away a flower from our group. The flawless girl. You should also be happy today. Today, I will hand over Miss Keqing to you. The new couple should take good care of her and not let her suffer any injustice, otherwise we, the mother's family, will be angry. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Lu Yuan remained speechless for a moment. Although I already knew during the game that Alicia was a very talkative woman who always made fun of Ye, I was quite happy watching it at that time. But when it comes to becoming the subject of ridicule, it's true that I still feel a bit uncomfortable. They are all in the same group, don't let him find a chance, otherwise he will retaliate fiercely when the time comes. Before that, let's charge some interest first. I want to see how Miss Alicia looks when she's angry, she said happily today, impeccable girl. Oh, I don't seem to have said my name, did I? The newcomer actually knows my name. And after hearing your words, isn't it possible that you still plan to take action against me? The flawless girl. I didn't expect her to be so charming, so shy. The flawless girl. But you just started targeting Miss Keqing, and you even gave her a couple nickname. She wouldn't easily fall for it, would she? I also need to work hard today. When did he take action on me? And it's not just a couple nickname, it's just a simple accident. After finally getting out of the embarrassing situation in Yijingtai, Ke Qing saw some chat messages like this when she entered the chat group. Suddenly, there was a tendency to become tense again, with a slight blush on the face and a shy retort. The flawless girl said, "Oh my! Isn't this Miss Keqing? She's worried that the newcomer might run away, so she's in a hurry. Don't worry, as long as Miss Keqing doesn't speak, I won't snatch Miss Keqing's person," said the flawless girl. The fallen angel, who is addicted to games, said, "I see. I said that Keqing was diving well. Why did she suddenly appear again?" It turned out that she was worried that her crush might run away. I also need to work hard today. I've already told you that I'm not a crush. Keqing is almost crying. How come these people can't understand people's words at all? And even though she and the newcomer were being teased at the same time, why is she the only one here in a hurry? Where are the newcomers? Don't put it aside and watch. Hurry up and save me. It's impossible to expect Lu Yuan to come and save the scene. As a slacker, he wouldn't even have time to watch the fun on the side in such a situation. How could it possibly intervene and terminate voluntarily? Just as Ke Qing was about to close the chat group in embarrassment, at a critical moment, it was Yasina who had to come on stage to help. Yasina. Miss Alicia, and Jia Baili, Miss Keqing is almost too shy. She's almost done. Yasina felt very tired. Even though there is no group leader in this chat group, if we rank them based on their strength, I don't know what level of new Lu Yuan is, and I am definitely the one who comes at the bottom. But why? She feels like she's the leader of this chat group. Every time I encounter such a situation, I have to take action to save the scene myself. She is really too difficult. Miss Keqing, who is shy, is so cute. She can't help but feel a little overwhelmed, said the flawless girl, Yasina. Then hold it back for me. The flawless girl. Speaking of which, the angry Miss Athena is also very attractive. Newcomer, what do you think? Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Indeed. Lu Yuan nodded in agreement, truly deserving of that Alicia, who was no weaker than herself in terms of aesthetic perception of beautiful girls. Yasina is indeed an unquestionable beauty. Yasina. Yasina suddenly felt a bit uneasy. How do you feel like you're helping, and there's a hint of getting stuck in it yourself? One Alicia is enough for her to endure, and now there's another newcomer. She couldn't even imagine what it would be like to be teased by two people at the same time. In order to prevent herself from helping turn into fun, Yasina decisively chose to shift the topic. Yasina. Let's go back to the previous topic. It seems that none of us have exposed Alicia's name, have we? How could a newcomer know Alicia's name? P.S. As a new author writing a book for the first time, I don't have much confidence in myself and don't know how well it is written. Does anyone like to read this type of book? Dear readers, please give me some free flower tickets. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Chapter 5 Alicia. Three people are not. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yasina. Let's go back to the previous topic. It seems that none of us have exposed Alicia's name, have we? How could a newcomer know Alicia's name? Yasina. Is there any information from other worlds in the world of newcomers, just like mine? Today, I also want to put on a happy display. What Asna means is, do you know what other people's worlds are like? Lu Yuan was a bit surprised. This chat group was a bit different from what he remembered. Shouldn't knowing the world of other group members be one's own privilege? Why would Mao Yasina know? Is it difficult for me to fall behind the times, and chat group novels have been updated again? The fallen angel, who is addicted to games, said, yes, yes. When I first heard this news, I was also startled. The world I live in is actually just a manga created by someone else. Fallen angel addicted to games. I understand, it must be because that person is behind the scenes, that's why I'm so easily addicted to games. Yasina. Jia Baili, don't make excuses for yourself. I think that's just your simple desire to play games. I also need to work hard today. Since I think someone is playing tricks in the dark, then I shouldn't give in. I also need to work hard today. At Fallen Angel addicted to games, Jia Baili, don't let that person behind the scenes succeed. Let's work hard together to change our destiny. Fallen Angel addicted to games. It's not possible, it's impossible. I've tried to struggle, but now I've accepted fate. Lie flat. JPG. If you've struggled like that, then this definition is a bit too broad. Lu Yuan tugged at the corner of his mouth. Speaking of which, this Jia Baili is also an excellent seedling in the path of emptiness and destiny. In just a few days since coming to this world, I have transformed from a perfect angel college graduate to a fallen angel who is addicted to games and only wants to mess up. Yasina. Indeed. Yasina nodded silently. The world is a game, which is a bit surprising, but they are still quite fortunate to see this beautiful world, said the flawless girl, fallen angel addicted to games. Redefining beauty belongs to you. Jia Baili's mouth twitched and she felt a bit speechless. When Asna first introduced the world of Alicia, she told the story of beautiful sunshine, positive and upward. And after playing Collapse 3, Jia Baili just wanted to grab Yasina, press her head, and point to the screen. Let the other party recognize the words, beautiful sunshine, positive and upward, again. Her heart is shattered like glass. That girl who is as dazzling as flying flowers, as flawless as crystals, deeply in love with everyone. Alicia, she's already dead. Even though we have made sacrifices, our sacrifices are not without value, right? Look, even people from other worlds are moved by this story. Impeccable girl. Beautiful girls, even in another world, are so popular. I also have to work hard today. Miss Alicia, truly a perfect synonym. Compared to that, an angel is a bit. Fallen angel addicted to games. Hey. Yasina. Miss Alicia's popularity is indeed quite high. I even saw many fanatical fans on the internet shouting things like, I am Alicia's dog, before. Recalling the news she had seen while searching for information related to Alicia, Yasina's face involuntarily blushed and she felt a bit shy. I can only say that those sand sculpture netizens are too crazy to say anything. I feel like there are no more people on the internet who they care about. However, from these pieces of information, it can also be seen how popular Alicia is. The flawless girl. Being someone else's dog or something is really embarrassing. Miss Athena, please tell my fans that although the little dog is also very cute, it is still better to be a person, said the flawless girl. After all, is she the ruler of humanity, said the flawless girl, Yasina. I'll try my best, I'll try my best. Yasina chuckled twice. How could she tell those fanatical fans about such words? Is it difficult for her to directly state that Alicia asked her to convey this? Will it be treated as a mental illness? So I feel like skipping this topic. She quickly shifted the topic. By the way, newcomer, haven't you said it yet? Is there information from other worlds in your world? Yasina. And let's also have a happy day. So it's like this. Nodding thoughtfully from afar. The story background of Yasina's world in the Sword God domain is modern, perhaps it is because of this that stories from other worlds appear in her world. As for more specific things, he was too lazy to think about them. If we don't make a decision, quantum mechanics will be over. But, I do know about Alicia's situation, but the specific situation is a bit different from what Yasina said, he said happily today, Yasina. Hey. Did I guess wrong? The fallen angel, who is addicted to games, said, that's a bit strange. If that's the case, how would a newcomer know about Alicia? Yasina. That's right. The situation with Yasina is different, but she knows about me. So, are the newcomers and I in the same world? Said the flawless girl. Alicia suddenly thought of a possibility. Yasina. Yes. Since our situation is different from mine, but we know Miss Alicia, then that's the only possibility. I also need to work hard today. Is it actually from the same world? This is the first time this kind of thing has happened. Yasina. There are so many worlds in the multiverse, but it's just a romantic coincidence that two people are in the same group. Fallen angel addicted to games. Hee hee. Shouldn't newcomers be as fanatical as those fans of Alicia, so obsession moved the chat group and brought you in, right? The flawless girl. Oh my, are you so persistent about others? How shy. The flawless girl. But you are already Miss Keqing's, can't Alicia be that kind of bad woman who takes love from her good friend? I also need to work hard today. No, Miss Alicia, if you like it, just take it. Impeccable girl. Hey, they still want to say that if Miss Keqing is willing, it's not impossible for the three of them to be together. Yasina. Alright. Miss Alicia, be a little reserved. Don't scare the newcomers. Yasina wiped the cold sweat off her head. It is said that girls are more rogue than boys when it comes to being naughty, let alone that this group is full of girls. And Alicia is already some female hooligans, with a personality that likes to tease people. Once you start playing, you can't stop it. Yasina. The newcomer hasn't said it yet. At today, we also want to have a pleasant performance. Are you from the same world as Miss Alicia? Today, I also want to put it on display happily. No, it's not. Let's just say it's okay. Actually, my name is Lu Yuan and I'm a traveler. Yasina. The fallen angel addicted to games. P.S. As a new author writing a book for the first time, I don't have much confidence in myself and don't know how well it is written. Does anyone like to read this type of book? Dear readers, please give me some free flower tickets. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Also, if there are any favorite characters, you can also mention them. If it's suitable, I can add them to the chat group. Chapter 6. Alicia still alive. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yasina. Wait. Is a traveler the kind of traveler often seen in light novels, where the protagonist travels from one world to another? Today, I also want to put it on nicely. That's right. The fallen angel who is addicted to games. I'm super. I always thought that the Traverse was fabricated by those light novel authors, but I didn't expect to encounter the real one now. Fallen angel addicted to games. Do you think I still have time to go out and find a mud truck now? Yasina. Jia Baili, you are an angel. With your physical fitness, I estimate that it will not be you who will travel through, it will be the mud truck driver. Impeccable girl. Mud truck driver. After seeing off so many passers-by, I didn't expect to one day see myself off. Cigarette lip melancholy. JPG. Fallen angel addicted to games. Woo-woo, they just want to dress up, why can't they even fulfill such a small wish? Today I also need to work hard. Is there anything surprising about this? Isn't it just travelers from other worlds? We have a lot of tacit. Miss Keqing expressed that she didn't understand what was surprising about this kind of thing. It's just a traveler from a different world, not to mention Alice, the great adventurer who once wrote the tacit guide. Can the traveler who recently lifted the Mondragon disaster also be considered a traveler? The difference is huge, Miss Keqing, said the game-addicted fallen angel, the fallen angel who indulged in the game. Although like Ms. Alice and Traveler Ing, they are also passers-by, but at most they only travel through your movie called Genshin Impact, which is ultimately confined to the same world. Fallen angel addicted to games. And if I'm not mistaken, Lu Yuan should have traveled through different worlds, right? And let's also have a happy day today. You guessed it right, I said happily today, Yasina. By the way, Mr. Lu Yuan, do you know which world you have traveled to? Maybe there is a record of that world with me. I can help you. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Speaking of which, the world I have traveled through has some connection with Miss Keqing and Miss Alicia. The flawless girl. Hey. Is it still related to me? Is it possible that she has traveled to my world? I also need to work hard today. No, if it's traveling to Alicia's world, why would it say it's related to me? Alicia and I are not in the same world. Yasina. It's also related to Alicia and Miss Keqing, is it difficult? Yasina is already very smart. After joining the chat group, she made a lot of effort to learn about the world where the members are located, and even added knowledge about anime and games. Now that Lu Yuan said this, she almost immediately thought of something. The world works of Keqing and Alicia both belong to the same company, and Lu Yuan also said that the world he traveled through is related to the world they both belong to. I shouldn't know. Today, I also want to put on a happy show. That's right. The world I've traveled to is called Collapse. The Railway of the Sky. Yasina. Sure enough. Yasina knew it clearly, and she didn't guess wrong. She did figure it out, but now it's the other person's turn to be covered in circles. The fallen angel who is addicted to games. Wait. How did this happen? Did I skip a chapter and not read it? Fallen angels addicted to games. Don't be riddles, you too, explain it to me clearly. Riddle people, get out of the chat group for me. Jia Baili was confused and repeatedly flipped through the information in the chat group. That's right. She didn't miss any news either. After only a few words, why can't she keep up with the thoughts of these two people now? Alicia is a thoughtful way. Impeccable girl. Collapse. The Railway of the Starry Sky. Impeccable girl. Speaking of which, Miss Yasina seemed to have said before that the world I am in is called Collapse 3 among them, and Lu Yuan's world also has the word collapse. Are the two worlds together? Yasina. Miss Alicia is right. If we compare the world of Crash 3 to a small box, then Crash. The railway where Lu Yuan is located is a large box containing a small box. Fallen angel addicted to games. Hey guy, where are you playing nesting dolls here? One after another. But what does this have to do with me? My world is not in this big box, is it? Said Keqing. No. I don't know. Seeing that Yasina remained silent, Keqing felt a bit flustered. Isn't it so coincidental? Yasina. Bingo. Miss Keqing really guessed it right. Yasina. Miss Alicia, Keqing, and Lu Yuan all live in a world created by a company called Mihuyu, located in the same big universe. Group tip. Yasina has uploaded the group file. Collapse. Starry Railroad game, set in the Collapse series. Group prompt. Impeccable girl has received the file. Group prompt. Fallen angel addicted to games has received the file. Group prompt. You also need to work hard today has received the file. Thanks to the good network speed of the chat group, otherwise the game crash. Starry Sky Railroad would probably have to be uploaded for a while. It's not like now, it's all done in one go. And several people in the chat group also received the files as soon as possible. After a long time, everyone who roughly browsed through a group of files felt a sense of shock in their hearts. I have to work hard today. It's really. I didn't expect there to be such a huge world outside of Tibet. Tibet is just a small part of it. Fallen angel addicted to games. The tree of unreal numbers, the sea of quantum. It's amazing to be able to conceive such a vast world. The company called Mihuyu and its employees are really amazing. Yasina. It's really impressive. The 3 games launched by this company can be said to have swept the neon gaming industry, making many industry insiders exclaim that darkness has descended. Yasina agreed. Her father's company specializes in gaming and has a better understanding of this field. When Mihuyo first launched these 3 games, I heard many insiders in the company calling them to turn on the lights during the day. Fallen angel addicted to games. Speaking of which, since they are all in the same world, wouldn't Miss Qing and Miss Alicia be able to meet Lu Yuan without using the world shuttle function in the group? Yasina. That's right. Impeccable girl. I'm afraid not. Our world is still facing a crisis of collapse, and I am the backbone of fighting against it. I can't embrace the beautiful starry sky for now. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Wait, Alicia. Are you saying you're still alive now? Lu Yuan discovered a blind spot. The world of the Star Dome Railroad also has Walther, and it is not a different spatio-temporal emplacement like Bologna and Sierre. But it is the true story of the original Walther who went through the world of Collapse 3 and came to this world. And he is now very close to the beginning of the story of the Star Dome Railway. From a temporal perspective, even if the plot of Collapse 3 is not over, it has definitely reached the stage of modern civilization. He thought Alicia was a memory from the paradise of the past, but now it seems that he guessed wrong. Does the other party seem to be still alive? So, this is Alicia from 50,000 years ago. P.S. The new author may have some difficulty grasping the rhythm when writing a book for the first time, and now these are all pre-prepared manuscripts that are not easy to modify. Dear readers, please give me some free flower tickets. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Also, if there are any favorite characters, you can also mention them. If it's suitable, I can add them to the chat group. PS2. Thank you to the Immortal Master in the mortal world for a monthly pass. Chapter 7. Destiny Travelers. Guess boldly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What does it mean that someone is still alive? Don't Lu Yuan want to see them? It's so sad. Yasina. Surprisingly, it made the girl shed tears. Mr. Lu Yuan's words this time were indeed a bit hurtful. Fallen angel addicted to games. Not good. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Lu Yuan was immediately filled with question marks. He just asked a question: why do the people in the group say it seems like he did something heinous? Alicia, this woman is too good at teasing, isn't she? He spoke in a chat group in a bad mood. Today, I also want to put on a good show and say, I think my question is in vain, as you're still joking. The flawless girl. Hey. Didn't you fall for it? Seeing that Lu Yuan was not deceived, Alicia couldn't help but be surprised. Most people, when faced with such situations, may have been panicking and trying to comfort themselves long ago. I didn't expect Lu Yuan to see through it at a glance. It seems that the other party really understands themselves, the flawless girl. Even I can't deceive Lu Yuan. It seems that there's no need to worry about Lu Yuan being deceived by a bad woman in the future. I also have to work hard today. Hey. Did Alicia deceive Lu Yuan just now? Fallen angel addicted to games. Ha ha ha, there's another one who fell for it here. Yasina. And you also need to work hard today, and you also need to put on a good show today. This is what you should do at such times. I have written down this grudge. JPG. Fallen angel addicted to games. At Yasina, why are you using their Yura emojis? Yura. I've taken this revenge. JPG. Don't worry, I'm still living well. According to the game, I'm still in the pre-civilization period 50,000 years ago. Impeccable girl. As for the lawmaker, the fire moth detected the reaction of the ice lawmaker a while ago, but it disappeared soon. Based on the information transmitted by Miss Asna, it must have been eliminated by the 1,000 calamities. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Are you still in a pre-civilization? Is it a parallel universe? Or is it another similar world bubble? Forget it, I'm too lazy to think about it. After pondering for a moment, Lu Yuan, who couldn't come up with a result, decisively gave up thinking. He is just lying flat and not a scholar studying this field. Let's do whatever he likes. Anyway, as long as Alicia is still alive. The fallen angel, who is addicted to games, said, 1,000 tribulations. If it weren't for Alicia's words, I wouldn't have thought that someone could tear the law with their hands, a terrifying existence. As an excellent at least once an excellent angel. Jia Baili's strength is quite good, but if she doesn't use some special magic weapons, such as the horn that can blow enough to destroy the world, there is still a certain gap between her and the lawmaker who destroyed the 3 worlds. But this person named Xianjie can actually tear the law with his hands. Shocking Jia Baili for a whole year. Shouldn't humans be creatures with only 0.5% combat power, relying solely on technological development? When did humans themselves hang up like this? Do their angels still have any meaning in existence? This person named Xianjie is probably not an alien, right? I also need to work hard today. Speaking of which, the game seems to have said that Xianjie comes from extraterrestrial space. Shouldn't it have flown over from the world of the Sky Railway? I don't know, until the end, Mi Huyo didn't fill in the hole about Xianjie's identity. However, the world of星穹 Railway is so big, maybe there will really be Xianjie's fellow countrymen in the future. Lu Yuan shrugged his shoulders. The universe is so vast that even the wise doctor of stars and gods can only constantly deduce the changes in the universe, unable to fully understand the mysteries of the universe. What's more, he's such a useless envoy who doesn't even bother to leave. Even if Xianjie really fell from the Sky Railway world to the Collapse 3, who knows which creature Xianjie is on a planet with a big horn, Yasina. The law of ice, then the 6th collapse and the birth of the law of death are coming. I remember in the original plot, Kevin released the law of death, causing a great disaster. Miss Alicia, you must be careful this time. Yasina showed a worried expression. As a young girl living in a peaceful era, she couldn't imagine what kind of scene it was and how many people would die as a result. The kind-hearted girl sincerely hopes that all of this can be changed. Don't worry, with the information you provided me, Miss Athena, we won't make the same mistake as before, said the flawless girl, the impeccable girl. And I am also working hard to study how to make the lawgiver human. Perhaps this time, there won't be a lawgiver fighting for humanity until 50,000 years later. It's not impossible to ultimately defeat the Endyen. As the founder of the law, I am also a lawmaker who deeply loves humanity. Watching the world under threat of collapse and humanity collapsing in despair, Alicia has always felt very sad. She has always hoped that there will be a lawmaker with human nature like herself. And the story brought by Yasina ignited her hope. Who says that a lawmaker must be someone who destroys human nature? She wants to change everything. She smiled. Perhaps in the end, we can also come to the universe of planetary railways like Mr. Walter, said the flawless girl, impeccable girl. At today, you should also be happy and put on a show. If you encounter danger, call out Alicia's name. No matter when or where, Alicia will respond to your expectations and protect you. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Sure enough, it's still my familiar Alicia. Upon hearing these familiar words, Lu Yuan couldn't help but smile. He is simply too familiar with this sentence. Every week when playing in the playground, I get help from Alicia's engraving. But this time, it's time for both sides to shift their positions. I'm afraid there won't be a chance to protect me, but if there's anything I can help with in the future, you can call me. Today, I also want to be happy to mess up. Although it goes against my original intention to mess up, it's not too troublesome if we only deal with a few lawbreakers or demons. I also need to work hard today. I also need to work hard today. How many demon gods are you sure about? Keqing people are all foolish. Although according to the setting, the demon god is not as powerful as the lawmaker, it is still quite a powerful existence. Its immortality makes it extremely difficult to kill demon gods, and now there are many remnants of demon gods left in the territory of Liyue. If it weren't for the continuous efforts of the demon-subduing saint to eliminate demons and evil spirits for thousands of years, the territory of Liyue would have been filled with demons and evil spirits long ago. But why in Lu Yuan's mouth, killing a few demon gods is as easy as killing a few chickens? Is it difficult? This name carries a lazy connotation, but is it actually a big shot even more powerful than Alicia? Fallen angel addicted to games. I heard you say that, you're very brave. I'm joking. I'm super brave, okay. It is said that in the world of the Star Railroad, there are powerful beings like destiny travelers who walk on the path of destiny. Walter seems to have received the blessing of destiny, so he has become even more powerful than before. Yasina. Is it difficult? Mr. Lu Yuan, like Walter, is actually a powerful fortune teller. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Guess too conservatively, guess bigger. Yasina. The Destiny Traveler is already very powerful. Speaking of a stronger existence than the Destiny Traveler. Yasina. Wait. Is it difficult? Are you actually the legendary Star God Commander, Lu Yuan? P.S. The new author may have some difficulty grasping the rhythm when writing a book for the first time, and now these are all pre-prepared manuscripts that are not easy to modify. Dear readers, please give me some free flower tickets. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Also, if there are any favorite characters, you can also mention them. If it's suitable, I can add them to the chat group. Chapter 8. The Void Command. Aha believers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yasina. Wait. Is it difficult? Are you actually the legendary Star God Commander, Lu Yuan? Fallen angel addicted to games. Wait. Star God's envoy. The fallen angel who is addicted to games. Yasina, are you referring to the Star God envoys who have only a few text descriptions in the game, but are actually a formidable group, even able to burn galaxies? Shocked, I dropped my chopsticks. GIF. Fallen angel addicted to games. Boss. Aside from the Star God, I can only think of an existence that is even more powerful than a Destiny Walker, said Yasina. Congratulations, you guessed it right. Lu Yuan did not play any tricks, but directly confirmed Yasina's speculation. He looked at the interface of the chat group and felt very satisfied in his heart. Sure enough, a chat group without pretense is incomplete. The seals in the previous ninja group who jumped and exposed themselves to the sun have been around for a long time, and this time it's finally my turn to pretend. One word. Great. Fallen angel addicted to games. Good guy, I thought the newcomer was a salted fish, but I didn't expect him to be a big shot, trembling with fear. Yasina. Trembling and trembling. Yasina. No, it seems that everyone in the group is much better than me. It's okay then. Today, I also want to have a pleasant performance. Good guy, just open it up, right? What kind of AQ spirit? Lu Yuan suddenly burst into joy. How do you feel that each one in this group is a seedling with no destiny? Is that why this chat group exists? Let oneself scatter the path of emptiness throughout all heavens and all realms. I also need to work hard today. Star God Messenger. I remember it was set to be cast by the Star God and given power, which is why I became a Star God Messenger. It feels very similar to the God's Eye and Gods of the Tivit continent. Yasina. It does seem a bit similar, but the strength between the two is vastly different. Yasina couldn't help but say. Although both are gods casting their gaze at someone and giving them power/divine eyes, their strength is completely different from each other at the same level. On one hand is the top star envoy in the universe who can lift his hand to destroy galaxies, and on the other hand is the demon god trapped on a planet. These two are not on the same level at all. Oh my, is Lu Yuan so powerful? If someone encounters any danger in the future and asks for your help, don't refuse, said the flawless girl, fallen angel addicted to games. Hold on to the big shot's thigh, big shot takes me flying. I also need to work hard today. +1. In front of the big shot Lu Yuan, even the demon god is no different from ordinary people, right? He's so strong and unreasonable. I also need to work hard today. This group nickname is a bit. Ke Qing's face was somewhat delicate. According to the setting, Lu Yuan should be a super powerhouse who can destroy a galaxy by looking up. But looking at his group nickname of, I also want to have a good day putting it on, forgive Keqing for not being able to brainpower her. Why would such a powerful person give such a nickname? Your image has all collapsed. Yasina. Hug your thighs and add one. Besides, at fallen angel addicted to games. After all, you were once an excellent angel. Shouldn't you guide humanity towards the path of happiness? How could you do such a thigh-hugging thing? Fallen angel addicted to games. What is an angel? It's not worth mentioning in front of Mr. Lu Yuan, right? Impeccable girl. Good guy, your sister has been secretly watching you. Aren't you afraid of being heard and punished severely by your sister when she says these things? Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Punish me in detail. Fallen angel addicted to games. What are you afraid of? Isn't there another boss like Lu Yuan? I'm sure Lu Yuan wouldn't let such a lovely girl be punished by her cruel and ruthless sister, would he? However, I would be happy to stand by and watch, but it would be even better if I could also give it a beating, said the speaker happily today the fallen angel addicted to games. The fallen angel who is addicted to games. Unexpectedly obtaining happiness from the pain of others. Devil. It's simply a demonic act. Jia Baili is almost crying. I thought I found a thigh, but it turned out to be a demon. Yasina. Stop it, you fallen angel who is even more demonic than a demon. How could you be so embarrassed to say that? By the way, I haven't had a chance to ask, Brother Lu Yuan, which star god's envoy are you? Yasina. It's better not to be the commander of the destroyer star god. They are all a group of big villains who think about destroying the universe all day long, and have scattered many star nuclei in the universe. They are safe villains. Fallen angels addicted to games. The bountiful envoy doesn't seem very good either. The bountiful people always think about plundering the resources of other planets. The bountiful star god shouldn't have bestowed blessings on those guys in the beginning. We also need to work hard today. After all, the setting of the God of Abundance is that he will not refuse any requests and will scatter abundance throughout the universe. I also need to work hard today. And not all those who have received the blessings of abundance are bad guys. Isn't there another organization like the Immortal Boat Alliance that understands the flaws of the blessings of the God of Abundance and hunts down the people of abundance to maintain peace in the universe? Yasina. Speaking of which, the Xianzhou Alliance and Liyue are both based on the great country across the sea. Does Keqing feel a sense of immersion? I also need to work hard today. There is a part of the reason for this. Keqing did not conceal it, but openly admitted it. The setting of the Immortal Boat Alliance is clearly similar to that of Liyue, which gave Keqing a natural liking for this unmasked organization. After realizing that the blessings of the God of Abundance were not only blessings, but also disasters, they did not continue to indulge in the blessings of abundance, but made decisive changes. This coincides with Ke Qing's belief that humans should not rely solely on gods, but should have their own ideas. The fallen angel, who is addicted to games, said, in that case, the hunter commander seems quite good. Isn't Lu Yuan one of the hunter commander? Yasina. Group hunting, occasionally come to the group to see if there are any abundant creatures. Fallen angel addicted to games. The group is abundant, come to the group from time to time to see if there are any demon Bao followers. Flawless girl. Group, come to the group from time to time to see if the abundant creatures and demon Bao believers have started fighting. I also need to work hard today. It's not like acting, it feels like something that Aha and Alicia can do. Indeed. At Flawless Girl, Alicia, you may not be a follower of the joyful star god, are you? The Flawless Girl. Surprisingly, she thinks of others as the kind of person with a bad personality who only watches fun on the side. Misunderstanding them like this makes them cry, right? I also have to work hard today. Humph. Do you think I will fall twice in the same pit? I must be acting again. Keqing snorted coldly, her proud little face slightly rising. She is no longer the same as before. Yuhengxing won't fall twice in the same pit. Unexpectedly, Miss Keqing didn't fall for it. It's really disappointing, said the flawless girl. Alicia was a bit disappointed. She wanted to see Keqing's anxious expression again. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see it this time. Can only continue next time. Later, a few people in the chat group guessed the commands of other star gods, remembering and protecting them, but couldn't guess the correct answer. In the end, everyone could only helplessly ask Lu Yuan for the answer. Today, I also want to put on a good show. Actually, you should be able to tell from my group nickname that I am the messenger of the Void Star God. Yasina. The Flawless Girl. The Fallen Angel addicted to games. P.S. The new author is writing a book for the first time, and I don't know how the readers look. Dear readers, please give me some free flower tickets. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Also, if there are any favorite characters, you can also mention them. If it's suitable, I can add them to the chat group. PS2. How can there be Mihuyu in the Yasina world? The original version was intended to write about Jia Baili world, but it was written as Yasina. Chapter 9. Pure Beauty Star God Alicia. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the chat group, a series of question marks flashed across the screen. It can be imagined how surprised this news made them. Athena. We should try our best to make a mess today, Brother Lu Yuan. Are you sure that the star god who cast eyes on you is the nihilistic star god? The star god who looks like a soy egg. In order to prevent errors in information transmission, Yasina even provided a detailed description of the appearance of the void star god. The flawless girl said, Puchi. Impeccable girl. Soy egg. Miss Athena, your description is very appropriate. The nihility star god is a dark egg, but it is not a soy egg. Soy egg. Lu Yuan touches his stomach. When Yasina says so, he suddenly feels a bit greedy for soy egg. He reached into the void and took out a country bumpkin soy egg. Not to mention, the taste is really good. Saying in the chat group. Today, I also want to put on a happy show. In fact, I prefer to call the boss the Black Marshal than soy egg. Athena. Black Marshal. It seems that he is a character in a cartoon about wolves and sheep in the big country across the sea, like a flying soy egg. Yasina recalled a picture she saw while browsing materials, and couldn't help but laugh out loud. The title of Black Marshal is more suitable for the nihility god than soy egg. Impeccable girl. The nihility star god. I can't get along with soy egg, can I? Lu Yuan, you are so slandering your boss behind your back, aren't you afraid of being put on shoes? The flawless girl. Be happy today too, be careful, the void star god is watching you. Fallen angel addicted to games. Ha ha ha. The expression of these big and small eyes is too lifelike. Oh Yasina, be careful too. Yasina. It's all Lu Yuan saying. I didn't say anything. Today, I also want to put on a happy show. Selling teammates, right. Don't sleep too much at night. Don't worry, the void star god won't care about such small matters. I suspect that even if the universe explodes one day, he will stay on a piece of land and don't care about anything. Yasina. After all, it represents the concept of nothingness as a star god. The broken star god is really hammered. Fallen angel addicted to games. Is it the fallen order under the constellation of fallen stars? In that case, I feel it's quite easy to understand. Impeccable girl. But I have another question. According to the setting, isn't the void star god uninterested in everything in the world and regarded as a meaningless existence? How could you suddenly cast a glance at Lu Yuan and even give you the power to become the star god envoy, said the flawless girl, I also need to work hard today. It's really strange that the nihilistic star god can make someone become an envoy, it's completely impossible. The people in the chat group are all puzzled. They used to associate Lu Yuan's nickname with the void star god, but soon they denied it. After all, that's the god of nothingness. A great star god who leans towards one spouse, has no response to external stimuli, and regards all things in the universe as meaningless and meaningless existence. How could such a star god suddenly make someone their commander? I don't know, maybe it's because I'm so handsome that I can't even resist the concept of nothingness from the void star god. That's why I became the commander of nothingness. Yasina. Toy. You're shameless. I don't believe it. Yasina spat and her face turned red. I have never seen someone so shameless praise their handsomeness before. Fallen angel addicted to games. Indeed, I don't know if Lu Yuan is handsome, but I know his face is already enough to rival the concept of nothingness of the void star god. Today, I also want to put on a happy show. Sigh. Then I have no choice, really. How come no one believes me when I tell the truth, the flawless girl? Oh, it's okay if Yasina doesn't believe it, I believe you. You should also have a happy day today. Yasina. No, Alicia may be quite white and sweet, but she's not stupid either. She wouldn't really believe Lu Yuan's nonsense, would she? The flawless girl. Of course I believe it. Why not? Because I myself am such a charming girl that no matter who watches, I will be moved, and even the star god cannot stop me. I also need to work hard today. Fallen angel addicted to games. Yasina. The chat group suddenly fell into a dead silence, and everyone twitched their lips, looking speechless. They just know. Alicia, this woman cannot say anything normal. Yasina. For a moment just now, I was actually serious. I'm so foolish, really. Fallen angel addicted to games. As expected, I already knew that Alicia had this personality. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. Indeed. If Alicia comes to my world, she will probably inherit the pure and beautiful fate of the fallen pure beauty star god Adrilla and become the new pure beauty star god. Lu Yuan nodded in agreement. Is it worth mentioning Alicia's beauty? This is the religion of Ellie. Everyone is a follower of my religion. Love Gate. Impeccable girl. Oh my. Is she really that beautiful? How could Lu Yuan praise her so much and even say that she can become a pure and beautiful star god? How shy is she? Fallen angel addicted to games. Oh my goodness, this is getting increasingly outrageous. The pure beauty star god has come out. The pure beauty star god has seen it, and I'm afraid he didn't crawl out of the coffin overnight. I also need to work hard today. This is already a point where even the pure beauty star god exclaimed outrageously upon seeing it. Fallen angel addicted to games. Idala. Are you polite? It's only been a while since we started discussing usurpation. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. The pure and beautiful star god has already died. The kind that doesn't even have a coffin. Now is my time for Alicia. However, Miss Alicia is indeed a bit too beautiful. Both her appearance and personality are quite perfect. Mr. Lu Yuan said so, maybe it's really possible. Impeccable girl. Pure and beautiful star god Alicia. Is that really a good name? P.S. It's been a whole day without any data today, is it because the writing isn't good? The little author is very anxious in his heart. Please give feedback on free flower tickets, dear readers. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Also, if there are any favorite characters, you can also mention them. If it's suitable, I can add them to the chat group. Chapter 10 Alicia. Mabius, am I beautiful? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Really, it's a bit foul to say such a straightforward compliment to a girl. Collapse of the three worlds, in the base of the fire-chasing moth. Alicia covered her cheeks with both hands, and a faint blush appeared on her fair face. Even she couldn't help feeling a bit shy when facing such direct praise from Lu Yuan. Although she knows she is such a beautiful and flawless girl, the pure beauty star god is a symbol of the ultimate beauty. Is she really that beautiful? Alicia's eyes rolled and she quickly locked onto the target. A beautiful woman with green hair, tall and plump figure, wearing a white coat, is conducting experiments in front of the experimental platform. Hi, Mabius. Startled by the sudden sound, Mabius was shaking his hand with the experimental reagent, almost dropping the test tube. You don't even need to look, she can guess with her toes. This is Alicia being a demon again. Looking up, it was indeed Alicia's pink hair. She asked angrily. It's you again, Alicia. Why, didn't you see that I was conducting an experiment? Or do you want to help me test my newly developed drug? As she spoke, her snake-like pupils swept over Alicia, as if trying to make her retreat. However, how could Alicia just retreat like this? She ignored Mabius's gaze and approached curiously to examine the reagent in his hand. Oh my! It's truly the great scientist Mabius. Has he developed something good again? Of course I can help you with the experiment, but not right now. I need to ask you a question now. It's not interesting. Mabius curled his lips in a rather uninteresting way. She studied the reagents on her own and asked without looking back. If you have any questions, just ask them quickly. I still have to experiment. Then I'll ask, Mabius, do you think I'm beautiful? Alicia furrowed her hair and a charming smile bloomed on her face. Shocked Mabius for a whole year. Mabius' movements suddenly froze, and she was almost suspecting if something was wrong with her ears. Her eyes widened suddenly, carefully examining Alicia, and after confirming that the other party was seriously asking this question, a look of pity couldn't help but appear in her eyes. It seems that the fire-chasing moth did not pay enough attention to the soldier's physical and mental health, which actually caused you to suffer from mental illness. Alicia pouted her lips, feeling somewhat dissatisfied. That's really excessive. They're just asking a question, not a mental illness. Yes, that's what psychiatric patients say. Answer my question seriously. Right, you're the most beautiful. Mabius insincerely agreed. After all, why bother to argue with someone with a brain problem? That will only lower one's IQ. So, just agree with her. However, Mabius still asked with concern. Do you need me to help you contact a psychologist to check your brain? I still have some connections in this area. Anyway, it was also a colleague's affair, and Mabius felt that he still had to do something to the best of his ability for Alicia. They all said they don't need it anymore. Anyway, thank you Mabius. Alicia turned around and left happily. Watching Alicia's departure, Mabius silently thought to himself. It seems that we need to recruit some doctors for the fire-chasing moth. After all, I am a researcher and not good at treating the brain. In the chat group. So, Lu Yuan, why did you choose to mess up and even give such a group nickname? Is it also because of the influence of the Void Star God? I also need to work hard today. Very likely. I also need to work hard today. The protagonist in the game only approaches the Void God in the simulated universe, and their thoughts and willpower are almost assimilated by the opponent's concept of nothingness, losing interest in all things in the world, let alone the Void Commander Lu Yuan. I also need to work hard today. I'm definitely under unimaginable pressure. Impeccable girl. It's very likely that, like the chosen lawbreakers, they will also be erased from their humanity. Maybe the same situation applies to Lu Yuan. Fallen angel addicted to games. Got it. I must have been under the gaze of the Void Star God before I even knew it, and that's why I became what I am now. Yasina. So, Jia Baili, don't look for excuses for your poor performance. Today I also need to work hard. It must be very uncomfortable, isn't it, Lu Yuan? Today, I also need to work hard. Although I am someone who loves work and life so much in my heart, but due to the gaze of the Void Star God, I can only put on airs. My heart must be very empty, right? Keqing suddenly felt sympathy for Lu Yuan in her heart. She seemed to see Lu Yuan's empty heart. Becoming a nihilistic envoy allowed Lu Yuan to gain powerful strength, but it also caused the other party to lose more, even their passion for life disappeared, and they could only empty themselves, like walking corpses. This kind of life must be very uncomfortable, right? Keqing's eyes ignited a fierce fighting spirit. She will definitely find a way to break through the influence of the concept of nothingness, refuse to put on airs, and regain her passion for life. Today, I also want to put on a happy display. That. I always feel like you've misunderstood something. Today, I also want to have a pleasant performance. Although the gaze of the Void Star God has indeed had some impact on me, it has not reached the point of reversing my thoughts. The reason why I chose to perform poorly is purely from my own thoughts. Lu Yuan's face was somewhat delicate. The concern of the people in the group did move him a bit, but they really misunderstood. It's entirely his own choice to mess it up, and it has nothing to do with the Void Star God. He's so happy. Yasina. The fallen angel addicted to games. The flawless girl. I also need to work hard today. Keqing suddenly became foolish, and the fighting spirit ignited in her heart was extinguished by cold water. Just now what did Lu Yuan say? He was not influenced by the Void Star God, was it something he wanted to ruin? Recalling what Lu Yuan had said when he first entered, Ke Qing felt a bit difficult to accept in her heart. I also need to work hard today. But didn't you say before that you understood my idea of wanting to work hard? Yasina. That's right. If you want to mess it up, why would you say, understand Miss Keqing? I understand Keqing's desire to work hard, but it doesn't conflict with my own desire to mess up. Fallen angel addicted to games. Wait a moment. What does it mean that you understand Keqing's work ideas, but you still want to mess them up? You've confused me. Jia Baili felt like she was almost knocked unconscious by Lu Yuan. Gone. How can this person's speech be as difficult to understand as some awkward texts in the game? What about the envoy? Is this the understanding of nothingness? Who is like her, steadfastly walking on the path of decay without wavering? Today, I also want to put it on display happily. It means literally. Today, I also want to have a happy time lying down. If it weren't for so many hard-working people like Ke Qing carrying heavy loads, how could I possibly lie down here so comfortably? I agree with Ke Qing's idea, but if you want me to be together, it's absolutely impossible. P.S. There is a slight discrepancy in the data, and the author is very anxious. Please give feedback on free flower tickets, dear readers. If you don't have flower tickets, it's okay to speak more in the comments section. Your data is the driving force behind my coding. Also, if there are any favorite characters, you can also mention them. If it's suitable, I can add them to the chat group.